Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with other someone building the team. So, birthday bash team. Yeah, birthday bash ended up not happening. Just kind of one of those things that happens, you know. No one can make the game, and it was kind of a filler type of thing. But, I mean, the guys had their birthdays, but still, you know. Just weren't able to have a game come together in celebration of it. But this current build was something that actually there was something of a plan for, kind of a bit further in advance. So this week, with the upcoming premiere of the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus, this upcoming week's build is 300 points, must include an archer. Now, there aren't too terribly many archers. There's Hawkeye, Green Arrow, Speedy, Huntress, Merlin, Antiope. Still, though, not, like I said, it's not the easiest shtick in the world. But anyway, so, in light of that, though, I opted to build two teams, one Marvel, one DC, each one with actually two archers on it, including the two most preeminent archers for each comic universe. So we'll start off with our Marvel team, which is an Avengers team. First figure to show up is Black Widow. So this is not a Black Widow I often use. In fact, I think this will be the second time I've ever used her. This is the Black Widow from Black Panther and the Illuminati. She comes in at 35 points, has the Avengers as well as team player wildcard ability, and the Avengers champions Marvel Knights, Shield, Thunderbolts, Cosmic, Martial Arts, and Spy keywords. We also have a costed trait, Bearer of the Space Gem, which for 5 extra points allows her to start the game with the Space Gem equipped. So let's take a look at her dial, and maybe you'll understand why I use her so rarely. Yeah. 3 clicks of climb, 3 clicks of incapacitate, 3 clicks of combat reflexes, 3 clicks of perplex, which, okay, the perplex ain't bad, but yeah. That's a Black Widow Infinity Gem bearing Black Widow should be more than just point filler. More than just a taxi. She should be, at the very least, a secondary attacker. And someone that's going to basically force an opponent to use up plenty of actions just trying to hit her. But anyway. The space, now, we are paying extra 5 points, so yes, she does get started with the Space Gem. We haven't used the Space Gem much, largely because more often than not, when using Infinity Gems, we're just using the gems and not the people that who can bear them. And the Space Gem can be held by other characters. Or the characters who can start the game equipped with the Space Gem. Generally speaking, can start the game equipped with other gems too, which are a bit more up my alley. So the Space Gem, however, modifies speed by +1, grants phasing teleport as well as passenger 2. Like I said, she is by and large taxi. When this character hits, if the attack roll was 10 or higher, after resolutions, you may place a hit character up to 8 squares away from their current square. That actually could be useful, and you can make that work really well. Anyway, moving on though. Next up we've got Tigra. I'll be completely honest. This was just because she was, well, the right amount of points that I needed. So Tigra comes in at 45 points, has the Avengers and Animal keywords, as well as the Avengers team ability. And 2 traits. First off is Avengers Infinity. When Tigra attacks only characters of 100 points or more, you may choose to modify attack or damage by +1. Okay. Next up, Unpredictable as a cat, which grants her Leap Climb. When Tigra uses Leap Climb, after resolutions, roll a d6. If the result is equal to or higher than the number of squares moved, she may be given a close action at no cost. Okay, alright. Not terrible, but you know. Problem there is you kind of have to make a point of moving her. You don't want to move her. You don't want to give. You don't want to move her too much. A lot of the time, you'll like to be carrying her just so that she can be moved into a position, and then maybe next turn, we'll move her 3 squares and attack. But anyway, next up we've got Wolverine. Yeah, we've been using him a lot. He's not bad. He's actually quite good, and he's very versatile. He's got a lot of versatile keywords, so you know. But Wolverine comes in at 45 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the Avengers. He grades for higher learning, Weapon X, and X-Men keywords. We also have a Rally ability. When an opposing attack roll has a 5 in it, you can put a Rally die on his card. But it also gives him regeneration. When he uses regeneration, before rolling a d6 for a result, you may instead remove a Rally die and use that as a result. Which would mean guaranteed, be guaranteed to heal HeroClix. It's half rounded up, so half of 5, 2.5, half of 5 rounded up, minimum 1. So yeah. We're looking at his dial. We open up with a couple clicks, or a few clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. Full run of Blaze Claw's Fangs, a full run of Toughness, and a full run of Exploit Weakness. Okay. For 45 points, that's very not bad. Especially with attack values that never drop below a 10. And only drops as low as a 10 in the middle. Next up, we've got Hawkeye. In fact, it's the MCU Hawkeye. So, very appropriate. So, first off, this used to be my favorite Hawkeye for a very long time. And it is, in fact, still high up on the list. The comic values may not have aged as well, but there's still a lot of good to say about the dial. So, Hawkeye comes in at 75 points, has the Avengers Initiative team ability, as well as the Avengers Martial Artist, Spy, and Stark Industries keyword. We got improved targeting, ignores characters. Now, bear in mind, Avengers Initiative team ability grants improved targeting for hindering terrain as well. And we have a trait. You and I remember Budapest very differently. Hawkeye can use Running Shot. When Hawkeye is adjacent to a friendly character named Black Widow, they both modify their attack values by +1, if not already modified by this effect. Okay. So, we've so yeah. All the more reason to keep it to her and keep her next to Hawkeye. At least this Hawkeye. Since it's an older figure, we can't look at the dial directly, but we've got some stealth. We got some, which gives away a sidestep. We've got penetrating psychic blast, which gives away a special attack power, explosive arrows, which has energy explosion with improved targeting, ignores or destroys blocking terrain. On defense, we open up with willpower, which gives away to energy deflection. On damage, we open up with enhancement. That thing gives away the special power, the Deadly Hawk. Hawkeye can use Ranged Combat Expert. When he has no action tokens, he may either activate it as a ranged combat action, or he may modify his attack value by an additional +1 when using it. I'm thinking it's kind of, if I remember correctly, there was some question about the damage power. Basically, he can up his when the Deadly Hawk is up. You can since Range Comics is now just a passive ability, a passive power, and doesn't require specific action. It basically just increases attack by an extra +1. Okay. And finally, we have Hawkeye, the comics version, which is also fairly accurate. This is, more modern version, which, to be fair, the TV series, the upcoming series, is based largely on there's a lot of inspiration from the Matt Fraction, David Aja run, which, well, that's how he looks in that, so, yeah. Anyway, this Hawkeye comes in at 75 points, has the team player wildcard team ability, as well as the Avengers, Shield, Thunderbolts, and Martial Arts keywords. We also have improved targeting, may make ranged attacks out of adjacency, including to target adjacent opposing characters. 2 traits, Assembled Avengers, for which, when he hits a character, roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, if there are 3 or more friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from Hawkeye, or give an action token to a hit target. I don't have 6 Avengers on the team, so yeah, I can't do both. Then we have Not Tricks, Tactical. Precision Strike. Hawkeye can use his Precision Strike and or Range Combat Expert when targeting more than one target. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial, we open up with a couple hooks of Hawkeye on speed, which grants him running shot, sidestep, and stealth. We then get some mid to late dial sidestep, then back to Hawkeye. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Incapacitate, followed by some mid to late dial energy explosion, then back to Incapacitate. Defense, we open up with Willpower, which then gives way to a few clicks of Inertial Deflection, then back to Willpower. Damage, we open up with Leadership, and then the rest of the dial is Ranged Combat Expert. Okay, alright. And we also will be including a couple of Infinity Gems. The Power Gem. Damage +1, close and range combat expert. Hits on a 10 or higher. Deal 1 hit target, takes 1 penetrating damage. Ideally speaking, going on movie Hawkeye. Next up, we have the Time Gem. Range +1, which actually will put 2 Hawkeyes on equal footing range-wise, and probability control. On an attack roll of 10 or higher, opposing characters can't use effects to re-roll attacks that turn. It's not just a character, it's an opponent. So yeah. Yeah. So basically it is that the 2 Hawkeyes, movie Hawkeye gets the Power Gem, comics Hawkeye gets the Time Gem. So, and Black Widow gets space to carry people around. Next up, we have a DC team, which is a Justice League team. Starting off, we've got the Question, and yeah, this is pretty much just going to be the usual DC or Justice League team I've been putting together for the past year and a half now. Question comes in at 40 points, has the Justice League of America team ability, as well as the Justice League Detective, Martial Artist, and Reporter keywords. We have 2 traits. First off is Justice League Unlimited. In fact, I think everyone on the team has that one. There might be one that Speedy might not. Or nope, they've all got it. So yeah. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. On a 6, remove an action token from another friendly character with a Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. Everyone on the team is 100 points or less and has a Justice League keyword. Next up, we have Question Authority. As a power action, if there is not a d6 on this card, roll a d6 and place it on this card. Whenever a character within 6 squares in line of fire makes an attack roll, you may remove the d6 from this card and replace a die in the roll with it. Okay. It's actually really solid. I like it. Next up, we've got Huntress. Huntress comes in at 40 points. Has the Batman Ally team ability as well as the Batman Family, Birds of Prey, Justice League and Martial Arts keywords, Justice League Unlimited trait, as well as the when are you going to take me on a real date queue? As a free action, turn Huntress to the same click number of a different color. So Huntress basically has a close combat dial and a range combat dial. which we'll be taking a look at. So, range combat, we got running shot, energy explosion, energy deflection, and range combat expert. Close combat, we've got charge, quake, combat reflexes, and close combat expert. Honestly, she got a lot better with the rules changes. Not even gonna lie. I mean, hell, with now that range combat expert works with now that the combat experts work with charge and running shot, yeah, she's sitting pretty. Next up, we've got Black Canary. Black Canary comes in at 45 points, has the JLA team ability as well as the Birds of Prey, Justice League, Justice International, and Martial Arts keywords. And we have the Justice League Unlimited trait, and since we will be using her team up card with the Flash, we have an additional trait, Team Up the Flash. If the Flash is on the map, Black Canary can use 2 resistances. Okay. Looking at her dial, we've got to click a sidestep, then a couple clicks of charge, then back to a couple clicks of sidestep. We start and end with a click at the beginning, and click at the end of Canary Cry, which grants penetration like a blast, and when she uses it, it hits after resolutions, knock back all opposing characters adjacent to the hit target by 2 squares. Okay. Defense, we start with running with willpower, then the rest is combat reflexes. Then we get some 3 mid-dial clicks of close combat expert. Okay. Next up, we've got Speedy. Speedy comes in at 45 points. Has the Justice League Outlaws, Outsiders, Seven Soldiers, and Teen Titans keyword, as well as the Justice League Unlimited trait and another trait, Quantum Arrow. As a power action, once per game, choose a square within range and line of fire. Then Speedy can use Pulse Wave at no cost as if he occupied that square. Okay. Once per game, Pulse Wave from a different from a square within 6 squares in line of fire. All right. Looking at his dial, we open up with a couple clicks of the special power, a mobile arsenal, which grants leap, climb, and running shot. Next, we have a couple clicks of sidestep, then just regular running shot. After that, on attack, we open up with a couple clicks of energy explosion, then a couple clicks of precision strike. Defense, we open up with a couple clicks of energy deflection, which then gives way to a few clicks of willpower. Then we get to some mid to late dial range combat expert. Okay, alright. Next, we've got Green Arrow. Green Arrow here comes in at 60 points. He has the JLA team ability as well as the Justice League, Seven Soldiers, and the Star City keywords. We've also got improved movement ignores elevated terrain. Justice League Unlimited trait as well as another trait. Say, dirtbag. Modify attack +1 for each friendly character Green Arrow shared a keyword with that has been KO'd this game. Modify damage +3, but only if Green Arrow is the only character on your force. That can actually make things really nasty. Looking at his dial. Looking at his dial, we get a couple of running shots to start off with, and the rest is sidestep. On attack, we open up with energy explosion for a couple of clicks, then we get a few clicks of special power. Someone needs to be here to speak for the little guy, which grants steal energy, but with close or range attacks. Then we get a couple clicks of energy deflection on defense, followed by a couple clicks of, or a few clicks of special power. The Justice League goes on, with or without you. This grants toughness, willpower, but only if a friendly character that Green Arrow shared a keyword with has been KO'd this game. Then on damage, we have a couple clicks of willpower, followed by a few clicks of ranged combat expert. And if he gets to be on those, if you can get him back up, if you can get him on top click with be the only figure on the team, whoo boy. 15 attack for 6 damage. The only saving grace is that it's not penetrating damage. Next, and in fact, finally, we've got the Flash. Flash here comes in at 65 points. He's got the JLA team ability as well as the Central City, Justice League, Celebrity, and Speedster keywords, and improved movement ignores elevated terrain. We are also using his team-up card with Black Canary, so he has the Jesting Unlimited trait as well as 2 other traits. Around the world in 80 milliseconds, which says as a free action, if the Flash occupies a square on the edge of the map, and that edge is the longest edge of the map, or tied for it, place him in the same row or column on the opposite edge of the map from that edge. He can be placed in a starting area this way. Okay. Next up is Team Up Black Canary. If Black Canary is on the map, if a friendly character named Black Canary is on the map, Flash gains probability control, but only when targeted by a close attack. Okay. Look at his dial. We have a full run on speed of the special power across the city in a blink of an eye. This grants hypersonic speed, and you can modify his speed by +3, but he'll then only move in a direct path. Then on attack, we have nothing until the last 2 clicks where we've got precision strike, and on defense, we've got a full run of super senses. Okay, not too shabby. Be nice to have a little bit of prob, but you know, hey, you win some, you lose some, right? Anyway. That's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.